Hi, welcome once more with me, Teacher Sivile, and this time around I'll be taking the grade 5s in social studies. In social studies, we are looking at this topic we are calling governance. Governance. We understand that governance is the way by which people are ruled. Governance is the way by which people are ruled. But today, I don't want us to look at how people are ruled, why and when people are ruled. Today, we are looking at something else. Like we began last time, we were looking at factors that hinder citizens from enjoying their rights. Factors that hinder citizens from enjoying their rights. And among these factors, we talked about ignorance. Ignorance. We said when people don't know their rights, they are not able to enjoy these rights. When people don't know about their rights, they are ignorant about their rights, they won't enjoy their rights. Apart from ignorance, we also talked about poverty. We said when people are living in poverty, they are unable to enjoy their rights. For example, they are unable to pay for school fees for their children. Therefore, the right to education is hindered. They are unable to provide good food for their families. Therefore, the right to good food is hindered. Apart from these two, we talked about conflicts. We said when there are wars in a country, citizens of that particular country are unable to enjoy their rights. Why? Because the right to movement is restricted. Above that, the right to property is restricted. Why? Because when there is war in a country, a lot of property is damaged. Apart from that, we said poor governance. Poor governance. Under poor governance, we said when there is a bad government in power, this bad government suppresses the rights of its citizens. When there is a bad government in power, it suppresses the rights of its citizens. How? One, a bad government does not support education. Therefore, the right to education is hindered. Secondly, a bad government does not buy medicines in hospitals and clinics. Therefore, the right to good health is restricted. Apart from that, a bad government does not allow freedom of association. Therefore, the right to freedom of association is hindered. Apart from this, we also talked about corruption. Corruption. We said when people in authority, when people in positions, when people in power choose to benefit themselves without minding others, they are hindering rights of other citizens. How? For example, when there's a corrupt person in a certain position, that corrupt person will not promote equality of all. Therefore, the right to equality is what hindered. We are not focusing so much on this today. I just wanted to give you a recap of what we discussed. Now, we understand that rights are very, very important. And as a result of that, these rights of citizens need to be protected. But in order to have these rights protected, there must be institutions, there must be organizations that work to protect the rights of what citizens. And therefore today, I want us to look at institutions that promote human rights. Institutions that promote human rights in Zambia. Institutions. 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 Institutions that promote human rights in Zambia. To look at these institutions that promote human rights in our country, our beloved country, Zambia. Okay. In Zambia, there are a number of institutions that promote human rights. There are a lot of institutions that support human rights. Among these, we have one, the Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission is an institution that protects the rights of citizens in Zambia. It is an institution that protects the rights of citizens in Zambia. This institution, okay, so as I was saying, the Human Rights Commission is an institution that protects the rights of citizens here in Zambia. Now, this institution was established in 1997. It was established in 1997. Its role is to investigate human rights violations. Its role is to investigate human rights violation. After investigating, it now proposes measures. It proposes measures to prevent human rights abuse. It proposes measures to prevent human rights abuse. So that's the Human Rights Commission. It was established in 1997. Its role is to investigate human rights violation. Its role is to investigate human rights violations. After investigating, it now proposes measures to prevent human rights abuse. The next institution is the judiciary. The judiciary. Now, you must know that the judiciary is the arm of government. The judiciary is the arm of government. Its role is to protect the rights of citizens. Its role is to protect the rights of citizens. How does it protect the rights of citizens? Well, it does that by enforcing the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights. Now, the Bill of Rights is part of the Constitution of Zambia. The Bill of Rights is part of the Constitution of Zambia. A constitution is a set of written rules by which a country is governed. A constitution is a set of written rules by which a country is governed. Now, in the constitution, there is a part which we call the Bill of Rights. This Bill of Rights contains the rights of all citizens, beginning with children up to the eldest in the country. So what the judiciary does, it ensures that the Bill of Rights is properly enforced. It ensures that the Bill of Rights is properly enforced. Now, this Bill of Rights protects the rights of all citizens. The Bill of Rights protects the rights of all citizens. Apart from the judiciary, we have another institution we are calling the Police Public Complaints Authority. Then, Police Public Complaints Authority. The Police Public Complaints Authority. This institution was established in 2002, as we famously call it. It was established in 2002. Now, it helps to address public complaints. It helps to address public complaints against the misconduct of the police. It helps to address the public misconduct of the police. It does so to ensure that the rights of citizens are protected. It does so to ensure that the rights of citizens are what? Are protected. So, the Police Public Complaints Authority was established in 2002 or 2002. It was established in 2002 or 2002. It helps to address public complaints against police misconduct. It helps to address public complaints against police misconduct. This helps to protect the rights of citizens. This helps to protect the rights of every citizen, including you where you'll be watching me from, as well as yourselves where you are. Another very important institution is the Zambia Police Service. Zambia Police Service Victim Support Unity, or the VSU. The Zambia Police Service Victim Support Unity. The Zambia Police Service Victim Support Unity. Now, this is the arm of the Zambia Police Service. It's a department under the Zambia Police Service. What are its roles? One, it deals with cases of violence which affect women and children. It deals with cases of violence that affects women and children. What are the aims? There are about 4 aims of the Victim Support Unity that we can talk about. Number 1, it protects victims of gender-based violence. Aims of the Victim Support. Okay, aims of the Victim Support Unit. 1, its aims are to protect the victims of gender-based violence. So, to protect the victims of gender-based violence. That is one of its aims, to protect the victims of gender-based violence. Apart from that, it also sensitizes people. So, to sensitize people about the dangers, of GBV. We know GBV stands for gender-based violence. So it sensitizes, it teaches people about the dangers of what gender-based violence. We all know how dangerous GBV is. So the Victim Support Unity sensitizes different communities, different people about the dangers of gender-based violence. The other aim is to protect victims of property grabbing. To protect victims of property grabbing. So I'll explain more about property grabbing. What happens is when someone is married, then they have children, then they die. After they die, the family of the dead person would come now to say, our relative bought ABCD. These we are taking. That is property grabbing. We are not supposed to do that. Everything that a deceased person are supposed to be left for the wife or the husband as well as the children. Now, in the communities where we're coming from, these things, the issues to do with property grabbing are rampant. They are everywhere. So now, the victim support unity comes in to protect these families against property grabbing. So it's one of the aims to protect victims of property grabbing. The last but not the least is to protect children from all forms of abuse. Another one is to protect children from all forms of abuse. Children undergo different kinds of abuse. It could be emotional abuse, could be physical abuse, including sexual abuse. So the victim support unity is there to protect children from these different types of abuse. So in short, what am I telling you? If you feel that you are being abused, either physically, emotionally, as well as sexually, you are free to visit the victim support unit. The victim support unit is going to help you. It is going to protect you. So when we talk about institutions that promote or protect human rights in Zambia, we can talk of the Human Rights Commission, the judiciary, the Police Public Complaints Authority, as well as the Zambia Police Service Victim Support Unity. Let's have a quick look at the following. Let's have a quick look at the following. Once more, wherever you are watching us from, remember that this video is brought to you by Fountain School here in Kasana. Okay. So a detailed explanation is given here. A detailed explanation is given right here. Right here. So, institutions that protect human rights. Institutions that protect human rights. The Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission, like we said earlier on, it was established in 1997. Its role is to investigate human rights violation, bad administration of justice. Apart from that, it proposes measures to prevent human rights abuse. So if someone says, what are the roles of the human rights? Say, it investigates human rights violations. After that, it proposes measures to prevent rights abuse. So, investigating human rights violation as well as proposing measures to stop or to prevent human rights abuse. The second institution is the judiciary. It protects human rights by enforcing the Bill of Rights. It protects the human rights by enforcing the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights protects the rights of all citizens, including you and me. The Police Public Complaints Authority, we are saying, it helps to address public complaints. Helps to address public complaints against police misconduct to protect human rights. The police, when trying to carry out of their duty, might go out of the way, might go out of the law, might abuse the public. So, you as a citizen has the right to do what? To complain. But where do you complain from? Approach the Police Public Complaints Authority available in all police stations. Then we have the Zambia Police Service Victim Support Unity, the VSU. The Zambia Police Service Victim Support Unity. We are saying it deals with cases of violence which affects women and children. It deals with cases of violence which affects women and children. What are its roles? Its roles are: one, it protects victims of property grabbing. Protects victims of property grabbing. Apart from that, it also protects children from all forms of abuse. It protects children from all forms of abuse. Then it teaches people about dangers of gender-based violence. It teaches people about dangers of gender-based violence. So this is what I thought we should discuss. But before I go, we have an activity to do together. All right, get your books and your pen ready for this activity. Okay, as promised, here is a short exercise that you have to do at home. The questions are as follows. Number one, in which year was the Human Rights Commission established? In which year was the Human Rights Commission established? Number two, what is the work of the Human Rights Commission? What is the work of the Human Rights Commission? Number three, which institution addresses public complaints against police misconduct? Which institution addresses public complaints against police misconduct? Number four, the Dash protects the rights of citizens by enforcing the Bill of Rights. The Dash protects the rights of citizens by enforcing the Bill of Rights. Number five, write down 3 M's of the Victim Support Unity. Write down 3 M's of the Victim Support Unity. Enjoy doing this exercise. From me, I say bye-bye until next time. Thank you.